here's my E-Revo 1/16 scale VXL with many upgrades that I've done to it. So I'll go over it real quick. I do have an LED kit that I made from scratch that I will tell you about how I did that in a minute. So that's the body. These cool body clip retainers. Just keep the body clips on there. You don't have to worry about losing any more body clips. They come in handy. And I got some titanium skid plates. Servo skid plates, aluminum from Energy. They're both Energy skid plates. All of them are Energy skid plates. And I've got the Traxxas turnbuckles and push rods that are aluminum. Those are must-haves. You gotta have those. It just handles so much better. And then I got rid of all the plastic pillow balls and installed the steel ones. Got the steel kit. All of them. There's pillow balls everywhere that were plastic. I got rid of all those and put the steel ones in. You get a much more responsive handling machine. And then I've got the aluminum shocks, front and rear, with the aluminum there. Yeah, the aluminum shock mount in the front, and the aluminum shock mount in the back. Back in here, so that gives you a much more rigid setup. And like I said, I got the aluminum ones and the aluminum shocks in the back with the stiffest springs that I could get from Traxxas. I like to run a stiffer suspension setup on my trucks. And a Traxxas heatsink for the motor. Energy cover, gear cover. It actually helps cool the motor that much more. Believe it or not, it's that much more aluminum. It just helps dissipate the heat and helps with cooling. And just for bling factor, just the body posts that are aluminum. Just for bling factor, they look cool. They don't really do anything as far as strengthening or anything, but they just look cool. And I did slightly modify these 1/10 scale wheelie bar wheels to fit this, because they're not really supposed to be for this. And there's a little bit of play, but not that much. And they work fine. I had to put one small washer from a kit I have from Harbor Freight in there just to get, because without the small washer on there, it did, once I tightened it down, it did rub here and hardly move at all. So I did need to put a really small washer on there. Make sure it's close to the diameter of the screw. And as far as the hole goes, as far as the hole where the screw actually, shaft of the screw goes through the hole of the washer. And as long as that's the same size and the washer's not too big, as long as the washer's about the same diameter as your actually wheelie bar right here, part of the wheelie bar right here where the wheel attaches and the screw goes in, you've got a nice wheel. And the stock ones were plastic and they were tiny. They were about the size, they were smaller than the actual rim here. They were tiny, and they didn't do much. They were all chewed up, and they were okay, but I wanted something better, and these are just so much better. So, took a gamble, ordered them, figured I could modify them to fit, and I did. So, yeah, looks pretty good. And also I got the aluminum nuts on there, and aluminum hexes as well, which you can't see because obviously they're behind the wheel, but the ones that came with it were plastic, and they're just junk. You get rid of the plastic. So I got a much more responsive machine. By just getting rid of those plastic ones, you get rid of that flex, and when you hit the throttle, you get rid of that flex, and she's good to go. And that's all the modifications I've done to it. I did have to put a new servo in. The old one burnt out. I'd run inside and I'd have the dog chase it. And I got stuck on the couch quite a few times and just burned the servo out. So, no more playing with a dog with this. Got a new servo on there, and she's running great. Running really great. Real nice. Oh, and an exocarbon wing from Traxxas. It's not real carbon fiber, it's just kind of a carbon fiber wrap. But, hey, looks cool. It's not that much more expensive, not that much more than the actual stock one, so. Now with the light kit, I actually got a set of LEDs from Pep Boys a while back. I don't remember how much they were. I think they were like $10 for a set of like, I think there was like I think there was like 5 red LEDs and 5 blue LEDs. So you had your LED assembly right here. You got your LED and then your capacitor, and it's all pre-assembled, so you don't have to worry about any messing with any soldering there. But I did have to solder my wires together in each point along where there was connections, where I needed to. There's lots of connections, as you can see. Connection there and here. Soldered it there and there, and here and down here. And as I came across to connect both sides, I had to bring a wire across here and then solder it here and here, and then run down here to this red one down here, and then I had a solder point here where I shrink tubed everywhere where all my connections, here and here, obviously. And then I wired in my own connector here that goes right into the receiver. Now I have a adapter that I have running out of the receiver to keep everything nice and waterproof still. So I've got this adapter right here coming out of the receiver box, so I don't have to take the receiver box every time I want to plug it in. Take the receiver box lid off every time I want to plug it in. And there's 2 ports, so if I want to build another light kit somewhere else on the vehicle, I have another port where I can plug it in. It's a dual port extension, which is pretty sweet. I got that in my local hobby shop a while back. I don't remember that, a couple bucks for that, I think. That's kind of handy. So that just tucks in there, and then I plug it in, and they work. They work really well, actually. So plug it in here and show you what they look like. There's not enough juice in it. Let me get this. Got a lipo battery over here I can stick in it. Two-cell Traxxas 25C 7.4 volt 2200 milliamp LiPo from Traxxas. Plenty of punch. I actually had a 3-cell from Venom Group. I think it was like 1100 milliamp, but it was a 3-cell, and this actually, I like this better. The ESC doesn't get as hot. Yeah, still have almost as much punch. I have more top end, more top speed with the 3-cell, but the ESC doesn't get as hot. I don't have to worry about it as much. I can run it pretty hard and not have to worry about the ESC overheating on me with this. So I stick with the 2-cell. Sticking with the 2-cell. I'm not going to worry about closing that door. control. There we go. Green light. Good to go. And then I can plug in the LEDs. There we go. And just kind of tucks in there like that. Tuck it underneath the just goes in like that. I can just put the body clips on real quick. So she's fully secured. Yeah, it goes on nicely. Alright, turn this lights off. This light off real quick. See what it looks like. That's the LEDs. They all work, and solder joints are perfect. I don't have any flickering going on. So really helps at night. Just for it's not. I didn't go for a scale look. I just went for high visibility look. So at night when I'm running it, I can see where it is. It gets away from me a little bit, out past the street lamps. These things shine so bright that there's no way I'm in danger of losing it. They're really bright. And they have a nice little glow underneath the body, just for cool factor when it's pitch black out there. It just looks cool. And then you just got the gleam, kind of the glow coming off of the aluminum I have in there and everything, and it just looks really cool. I like how the taillights are kind of underneath that wing there. I just like that look a lot. It looks really cool. But like I said again, I went for wanted to have some lights on there so I could have so it could be visible at night, because I was losing it and I couldn't really open it up like I wanted to because it was just, I couldn't see it. And being wintertime coming up here and the snow coming, I wanted to be able to see this thing because I wanted to run it in the snow. And it gets dark at like 4:30 here, 4:45. And one time 4:30, where you know it. So yep. She looks good. That's my E-Revo VXL with all the upgrades I've done to it. I'm not sure what else I'll do to it, but it's always an ongoing project, these things. So that's it for now.